Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're peeling back the layers on something we all deal with, verbosity, the power words have, but also the pitfalls.
Exactly.
We're going to explore when words really connect, convey meaning, and when maybe they just kind of get in the way.
Yeah, our mission here is really to navigate that tricky balance. When we say verbose, we mean like using way more words than necessary.
Right, or speech that just feels padded out.
Contains more words than needed. It's about finding that sweet spot in communication, when to talk and maybe when to pull back a bit.
Okay, so let's kick things off with the upside. When do words genuinely help us out, even if they're not perfect? The source material suggests they're surprisingly good icebreakers.
Well, what's interesting is how often just getting the gist out there is enough to get a conversation started.
Right, just starting.
Yeah, think about it.
Yeah.
Saying nothing at all. That often creates, well, the most confusing situation.
Oh yeah, that awkward silence. We've all been there.
Definitely. So the research really emphasizes when something truly matters, you got to push through maybe feeling awkward and just talk it out. It helps you sort of unravel the words you actually want underneath.
Even if you're not super articulate right off the bat.
Exactly. It's about getting that connection going.
Yeah.
Not waiting for some perfect phrase.
Right.
Sometimes just, opening your mouth is the key step.
That makes a lot of sense, that relief of just getting something out. Okay, but then there's the flip side. When do words become, well, a problem? When do they actually hide what we mean?
This is where it gets really insightful, I think. The source describes how the truth can get completely cluttered up by the words we use.
Cluttered? How so?
It uses this really vivid image.
Yeah.
Picture a beautiful bouquet of flowers.
Okay. Nice.
But then imagine it's wrapped in like 5 pounds of plastic wrap.
Ooh. Okay, yeah.
All that wrapping just hides the beauty, right?
Yeah.
It perfectly shows how too many words can totally bury the main point.
Yeah, it makes it hard for the listener to even find the core message, like digging through packaging.
Exactly. We've all been there, right?
Yeah.
That meeting where someone uses 50 words when 10 would do.
Or that endless email.
Yeah.
So, given these extremes, words helping, words hindering, what's the advice on finding the right balance? The sources mention this kind of hybrid approach. Wanting to say something, but needing to find the right moment.
Yeah. What's that about?
Well, the material talks about this almost agonizing process. It's about making the best of the moment until the moment arrives.
Okay, so it's not just about saying less, but about
Yeah.
timing, being intentional.
Precisely. It pushes us to think, is this the right time? Is this the best way to say it so it actually lands?
Instead of just blurting everything out.
Right. Holding back maybe until the time feels optimal for real connection.
But isn't there a danger there if you wait too long for the perfect moment?
Yeah.
Maybe it never comes. And you miss your chance entirely.
That's a really fair point, and that's exactly the tension, This hybrid idea isn't about never speaking.
It's more about cultivating that awareness. Knowing when holding back actually serves the message better. And when, maybe, that slightly imperfect moment is the right time.
So it's a kind of dance.
It really is a dance between maybe impulse and thoughtful deliberation.
So we've navigated this tricky terrain of verbosity, seeing how words can both clarify and clutter things up. This deep dive definitely leaves us thinking about the power of what we choose to say.
And maybe what we choose not to say.
Right.
There's that great quote of the day from Ram Dass that really nails this. The quieter you become, the more you can hear.
The quieter you become, the more you can hear. That really resonates. So maybe take a moment to reflect on your own communication. How often do your words or the words you hear from others truly help understanding?
Yeah, or how often do they just kind of add noise?
It's fascinating, isn't it? How often the most powerful communication isn't about more words, but about choosing the right word.
Or even knowing when silence actually says more. Which brings up a final thought for you to consider. In what parts of your life could a little less noise, maybe a bit more quiet listening, actually reveal a deeper, more impactful truth?